Good evening, everyone. I'm going to give you the latest update on what's going on with this storm system. We're about to go through the strongest part where they have the chances for the EF3, the EF4 tornadoes, expecting maybe a high-end EF4 where they're going towards that 190. EF5 is the 200. Now, you can see right now we have a lot of chances for hail. That's what that cherry is looking like, that cherry picture, chances for hail. Plus, we have all these tornado-warned cells going through northern Arkansas, through southern and central Missouri as well. This is where it's about to get intense. Plus, we have all these damaging winds pushing through, chances for 50 and all this 60 miles per hour wind gusts as well. All the lightning strikes and the winds and the heavy rainfall coming. Plus, we have all the heavy snow that has fallen through also, showing chances for 9 inches already has fallen down. So a lot is going on, even all the hail that is happening over here for eastern Ohio, going through western Pennsylvania. And we also had a house was struck by lightning, caused it to catch on fire. So there's a lot going on, and we're just now about to start exploding with these storms. Plus, he upgraded what was for tomorrow as well. So for today, they did upgrade their area for their high risk. You see how much bigger it has grown. And this is where it's about to get very volatile. I got some information for you. Plus, what's for tomorrow, you do have your enhanced feature, but now you have chances for significant tornadoes to carry on through the night, early morning hours, and another shot for tomorrow evening, going all the way to far northern Louisiana. That could stretch down just a little bit more as well. Now, what we're going to do is come back to this so we can see what's going on hour by hour according to the HRRR latest model run. Have some more information I want to share with you because we have a lot going on more than just this storm system. Because as you see, we still have this stalled front that's going to start kicking in for later tonight, and it's going to stick around through the weekend. But that's very cold air coming through. Remember that cold blast I told you about? That's going to come across the U.S., bringing some very cold wind chills to the northern side of the lower 48, and it's going to bring those 30s and 40s, even some 50s along the south. So remember, timestamps are in the description below. They're always there. That way to help save you time. I'm going to show you some information real quick, and then we're going to come right back to this, and we're going to slow it all down. Now, some quick information. Yesterday, we had 8 tornado reports, including one over here for Idaho. It was a very small tornado, not really strong at all, but it was a quick tornado that did spin up. Plus, we had tornado reports over here for Oklahoma, close towards Tulsa, and what was going on in Kansas. And we had the damaging winds that came through as well, plus all the heavy snowfall. Now, so far for today, we do have all the snowfall on the northern side, plus higher elevations out of California. And so far, we had 3 tornado reports. Now, this is, as of recording right now, this is about to start ramping up, and this number is going to grow significantly. But it is starting all the way from Missouri, and this is where it's going to start feeding that line all the way towards western Tennessee, western Kentucky, and a lot in Arkansas. We also almost have 300,000 homes without power. Michigan is still sitting over 140,000 homes without power still from the ice storm that they had. Now they're starting to get some damage and winds that's going to blow through the storm system as well. Then we have more snow coming on top of it, but the ice is really leaving for Michigan as we go through the storm system. The rain's actually going to wash a lot of that away. But you see, West Virginia has 25,000 without power. We have Mississippi, 17,000, Louisiana, 11,000, Kentucky, 8,000. And there's others without power. It's just don't meet the criteria of 10,000 to get the yellow. But we have a lot without power. So far, sitting at over 280,000 homes right now without power. Showing on the mesoscale discussion, they have an 80% chance that this tornado watch is likely to happen. And this is right when that front line goes a little further towards the east, starts getting Arkansas, a little bit of Missouri, southern Illinois, western Tennessee, western Kentucky in it. This is where it's going to get the chances for the discrete cells in front of this line of storms that's coming through, and you get chances for the tornadoes. Showing chances for EF3 to EF4 possibility, even a high-end EF4 going 190 miles per hour possible, with hail being anywhere from 2 to 3.5 inches and the winds anywhere from 65 to 80 miles per hour wind gusts. But also, once again, this is where your big severe is going to be. So as you go through the evening, you can see in HRRR, if we look a little bit closer, that you get a chances for these discrete cells to pop up still for western Tennessee. Western Tennessee has been showing you run after run. Western Tennessee, far northern Mississippi, right in front of this line is where you get the discrete cells. And that's where you could get those violent tornadoes. That's where you have chances for the EF3, EF4 tornadoes, while that raises up through the evening through western Kentucky as well, while you still have this big line of storms all the way from Michigan, still all the way from southwestern Arkansas. And this is where you have the chance for the QLCS tornadoes anywhere within that line or all through that line. Believe that. You're going to see a lot of cells being warned all evening long. But as it goes all the way through the night, then it starts congealing together. Once you get around 11 and 12 o'clock, then it moves through. And that's where it still have chances for the tornadoes. But that's where it's also bringing those damaging winds as that comes right on through the night. Showing some of these cells could be very strong, especially as it goes for that wind threat on the northern side for Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, northern Kentucky. This right here is very concerning. This is where it's starting to go from that 60 in the red to 70 in the brown, the 80 in that white, even some pink in there where it gets towards that 90. We need to watch out for these cells that pass through. Showing that the strongest cells would be somewhere around 7 to 8 o'clock. This is showing 8:45. Why are you getting the damaging winds pushing right on through in that line of storms, and you cannot rule out a tornado? That's also when I'm showing all the chances for the hail is just going to be widespread. Look at all that hail all the way until tomorrow morning. All the way from Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, southern Illinois, central and southern Indiana, western Ohio, all through central and western Tennessee and Kentucky. A big area of a lot of hail. So since it's just an update, since we already did this today, I'm going to do just for today and tomorrow on the who's at risk. And I will update this again in the morning. You see your big high risk that you have now. You also have your chances for your tornadoes. It has grown. It's going to be a very significant event if this still shows true what we've been seeing in the model runs. So here's your cities and states at risk for the tornado threat for today. And if you're in this red, pink, or white area, be aware for chances for strong tornadoes are possible. Also, the wind threat. And remember, it is going to be a lot stronger in the north. I think that could expand a little bit further to the north as well for northern Indiana, a little bit of western Ohio. Plus, a significant severe. Remember, it is chances for 60 to 80 miles per hour wind gusts. So here's your cities and states at risk for the damage and winds for today. And once again, the same thing. If you're in a white, pink, or red area, you have a chance for significant winds passing through. With the hail as well, anywhere from 2 to 3 to 3.5 inches possible, all the way from Texas, which is most likely into the early morning hours, all the way towards Indiana and Ohio. So be aware of your chances for hail for today and tonight. Here's the cities and states at risk for the hail threat. And National Weather Service has a tornado outbreak is expected this afternoon into early tonight from parts of the lower Mississippi Valley into the mid-south and lower Ohio Valley. Numerous tornadoes, along with multiple EF3 plus tornadoes, appear likely. In addition to that, tornadoes, significant severe wind gusts, and large hail to very large hail will be possible across a broad area from North Texas northeastward to the southern Great Lakes. And then as you go through for tonight into the early morning hours, it's going to continue. Then it's going to expand again for tomorrow. So your chances for tomorrow. So you do have your tornado chances in the green, the 2%, but it's strongest over here towards the south, especially your chances for strong tornadoes once again in that white and yellow area. So here's your cities and states at risk for the tornado threat as we go through for tomorrow morning and for tomorrow. And once again, the white and yellow line is your chances for strong tornado locations. Now, your winds will calm down for tomorrow, but you still have chances for damage and winds. You do have a 5% and a 15%. Here's your cities and states at risk for that. Your hail threat will persist, even chances for significant hail and all that black. Still chances for 2 to 3 inch diameter hail. Be aware of this. So here's your cities and states at risk for the hail threat as you go through for tomorrow, for Thursday. National Weather Service has several clusters of strong to severe storms are expected along a broad frontal zone from the southern plains, mid-Mississippi Valley to the Ohio, Tennessee valleys, and the mid-Atlantic. Damaging gusts and hail are the primary risk. The greatest large hail and tornado threat, potentially strong tornadoes, exists from the Arklatex to western Tennessee. Another big threat we're going to have is going to be this flooding threat. I cannot say how much this flooding threat is a huge problem, everyone. Showing the same answers with GFS as we go through this storm all the way till Monday evening and Tuesday morning through the 6 days, showing a big hot spot, not only the 2, 3, 4, 5 inches, which is still concerning in itself. This big hot area we have anywhere from 7 inches and all of this brown, plus what's going on in this purple. All this purple is anywhere from 10 to 12 to 14, maybe even all the way towards 17 inches in a little hot spot, showing a lot of heavy rainfall still coming. This is going to be catastrophic raining. They're calling this one in a generation flood. To me, it seems like the new norm. One in a generation is every other week. these days. That word means nothing to me. As long as they keep seeding the clouds up there, we're going to keep having this problem. But I do have this link in the description for you down below. This is the same thing you just saw with GFS. It's your chances for your rainfall, precipitation all the way until Monday. And you can see the hot spot going all the way from central and northern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, southern Illinois, southern Indiana as well, and western Tennessee, western Kentucky, far northern Mississippi. But if you are in Heber Springs, anywhere towards Jonesboro, all the way towards Poplar Bluff, even Cape Girardeau, Murray, Jackson, Memphis, Lakeview, anywhere in this region right here, please be aware it is going to be some very bad flooding that's going to happen in your area. And after it gets bad, that's only going to be one day. It's going to be multiple days just going over and over, adding up to a lot. This link is in the description below. You can click on it and see what is expected in your area. This is ridiculous. We still have the flood threat for today. You have the slight risk going all the way up towards Michigan, even a little bit of far western Pennsylvania, western New York as well. And you have this moderate level risk. This is where it's going to start getting bad, all the way from Louisville all the way towards Little Rock. For tomorrow, this is where you get the same areas, but you're going to get that high risk. And you see over here, it goes all the way towards Ohio and Indiana. For tomorrow, all the way towards northern Texas. But look over here with the high risk. Same areas I just showed you, going from Little Rock through Jonesboro, Memphis, all the way towards Kentucky. So please use that map. That way you can see exactly how much rainfall is expected in your area. It's going to be pretty bad, everybody. As you go through for Friday, it's going to be there again, going from Texas all the way towards Indiana with the slight risk. But now you have the moderate growing for northern Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, going through Missouri, going through southern Illinois. So be aware you are in a moderate level risk for some heavy flooding. This is going to be a little more than just ponding on the streets when you have that moderate level risk. Now, as you go through Saturday, here it is again, going all the way from Texas all the way towards Ohio once again. But you have this moderate level risk for flash flooding. Once again, going all the way from Little Rock, all the way towards Louisville, all the way towards Cincinnati. So if you're in this moderate level risk, please be aware as you go through for Saturday, you're going to start getting some bad flooding. I think we're going to see some more high risk come out of this as we go all the way till Sunday, and it starts pushing along the Gulf Coast where we have a low area for severe weather as well. Showing a lot of good snowfall coming over here for the eastern side of the Dakotas, all the way from central and northern Minnesota, a little bit for northern Wisconsin, not a lot, and the UP, a very heavy swath, anywhere from 9 inches to a foot still. And you're going to get some built up over here for southern Colorado, eastern New Mexico, northern Texas. Is where you have the chance for that front to come across. This is where the cold is going to be on the move. And this is where that cold front has a chance to bring some snow. GFS is still showing it's a light chance to bring an inch or two. Some people may see it. It wouldn't stick around anyway. You would just see it. I don't think this is still possible. If you look at all the onset, you can see our chances for heavy snow really has gone away. We have it in one location, and that's about it. The rest of them pretty much let this go. That is not possible. Maybe a little bit across western Oklahoma into Kansas, but that's about it. You have another one right here showing a possibility. So that's what that front will bring, is bringing all the cold air while we have all this precipitation riding on the stalled front. So that's why it's bringing chances for that somewhat southern snowstorm. Now you see the latest update on your Arctic oscillation showing the cold air will come down as its deepest around the 7th. This will come down towards the south and the southeast. Then it's going to retract back as we go by 11th and 12th. You're going to go right back into a warm up. No big deal. It's going to come right back into warm temperatures, everyone. And then you see maybe back into the beginning of May, it might come down again for another cold front. It's not super confident, but it is a possibility. So you can see on our temperatures as we go through tonight for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is really where it sets in to where you have that stalled front come through. Remember, you have that high pressure out here, revolving all the moisture around still. But this is where the cold air stays for Thursday. Then for Friday, it stays there as well. Then it starts coming down as you go through for Saturday, all the way through Sunday for the 6th, and Monday on the 7th for the deepest, out through the 8th, going out through the northeast. So it is bringing some cooler temperatures on down, showing that the coldest is going to be somewhere around Sunday into Monday. Not super cold temperatures as far as the south goes, but for the northern side of the lower 48, it's going to put you into the 20s, even the single digits. But it's going to bring those 30s and 40s on by as this comes by. It is going to warm up right afterwards, but it is going to bring those 30s and the 40s right on by as this persists through. Now, as we go further towards the east, this is where you get a little bit of cold air. Remember, the 7th and the 8th is the deepest. So as we go through for Sunday on the 6th, here comes your cold air. Monday, Tuesday it gets towards its coldest. It brings those 30s, but it brings 40s along the south, 50s along the southeast, colder on the north. You get those 20s once again as this pushes on through for Wednesday as well. Get the 30s and the 40s, showing it is bringing a nasty little wind chill all the way down towards the Four Corners, all the way towards the upper Midwest as you go through for Thursday. For Friday is going to be there, but it really comes down as you come in from Sunday. So here's Saturday coming down, bringing very cold temperatures as well, but this is your wind chills. So when you look all the way for the west, look at this. You're going to start feeling like you're in the teen temperatures, higher elevations of the Rockies. Going to feel like single digits to negative temperatures while this moves through. As you go through for Sunday, this is where it goes a little bit deeper, so you can look for the central. That it is going a little bit deeper on the wind chills. You're starting to feel like you're in the teens and the 20s. Starting getting colder down towards the south. And as you go for Monday, it comes down. Tuesday, nasty wind chills towards the northern side, lower 48. You're going to feel like you're in the teen temperatures with the wind chills. And as this goes out through the northeast for Wednesday, remember, it stays there for a couple more days because of that trough before it finally leaves away. So let's go through this line of storms and see the best timing that we can get on the possibility of these tornadoes, plus this line of storms that's moving through. Showing somewhere around 5 o'clock seems to be the best time. It starts off so far, according to HRRR, around 4 p.m. on these discrete cells. Some of them through a little bit eastern Arkansas as it goes through northern Mississippi. As you go towards 5 o'clock, you see how that starts strengthening up on some of these cells, discrete cells in front of this line. With all these nasty hail cores as well, far northern Mississippi going through western Tennessee. This is by 5 o'clock. As we go through 6 o'clock, the area gets even more violent, even shows chances for strong tornadoes. See the black in those hail cores? Showing chances for a couple of them on the latest model guidance run, everyone. Showing strong cells moving through western Tennessee. But over here for far western Tennessee, northern and southern, showing chances for some strong cells. Now, if you take a look, you'll see this line of storms pushing through. Also, another discrete cell possibly popping up over here for northern Arkansas. So as this pushes through, you can see around 6 o'clock is a pretty volatile time, everyone. Look at all these storm cells moving through. Multiple all through eastern Little Rock, going all the way towards Jonesboro, over here from Jackson and west and north of Jackson, a little west of Paris. Very strong cells, especially around 6 o'clock. So please be aware, 6 o'clock looks like a very potent time. While that congeals right into that line of storms, and you still could have a QLCS tornado. I will go through that as well. Real quick, let's go through these discrete cells. As you go through 7 o'clock, now it's moving into Kentucky. As you go through 8 o'clock, it's starting to get with this line of storms as it starts pulling into southern Indiana. But you still have some strong discrete cells for far western, northwestern Tennessee. As you go through for 9 o'clock, here it is getting together with that line of storms. Still have some strong-looking supercells over here for western Kentucky. And as you go through 10 and 11, it starts getting together within that line of storms. But this is going to bring a whole line of storms. Look at this. We're talking about 11 o'clock at night, all the way from Arkansas, all the way towards Michigan, as you go through for 10 o'clock. Just bringing a nasty line of storms. So let's back it up all the way towards 5 o'clock again. This is where we're going to start. Hopefully you're seeing this video by then. And we do have the discrete cells, but this is where you get a nasty line of storms. So let's walk this nasty line of storms all the way northern, all the way southern, so you can see what the possibilities are. As we go from 5 to 6 o'clock, then we get some nasty hail cores all the way for far southwestern Michigan, going through northwestern Indiana as well, coming through a little eastern of Springfield, some nasty little hail cores on those, all the way through southeastern Missouri. Remember, you got a damaging winds as well. While you get these nasty cells moving all through Arkansas. I think Arkansas is going to see some nasty storms, especially western Tennessee, as this goes all through northeastern of Texas, far northwestern of Louisiana. So as you go all the way towards 7 o'clock, look at this. Look at this storm cell. Look at that one, just full of black. That's showing very large hail there, big concern as well. But as you go through for 7 o'clock, now this line of storms moving through, you can easily get a QLCS tornado. Starts to strengthen. It comes by from far southeastern Missouri as well. As it comes through for Illinois, it's starting to look like you have some hail, but more like a damage and wind event. As it starts breaking up a little bit as you go further towards north. Some for western Indiana as well. So as you go through for 8 o'clock, now it's starting to move through from Michigan, all the way from Detroit towards Flint. Far southern is where you're going to see your hail core possibilities. Starting to get some hail cores going through far northwestern Ohio now, but now it's coming through Indiana. Seeing some hail in some of these as well, showing to me that it'd be more like a hail threat. But you can never rule out a QLCS tornado in an atmosphere like you have for tonight. Why are you getting the damage and winds pushing through that? Going through far southeastern Illinois. Now, Illinois is starting to get out of the threat as well. Why you have those discrete cells, we did cover that. Now it's starting to go out of Missouri as well. It's starting to go into Tennessee and Kentucky with this line of storms. As this comes all the way down through Arkansas, now it's going east of Little Rock over by Jonesboro, still all the way down west of El Dorado. Look at this. A lot of strong hail cores for hours over here for southwestern Arkansas, so be aware of that. Starting to leave for northeastern Texas now. It's just regular thunderstorms you're starting to get here by 8 o'clock, by 9 o'clock. Here it comes with the damage and winds. I can see that already, but it's still pivoting over here for far southwestern Arkansas. All through the night, it stays there while it pivots east on the northern side of these storms. Starting to look more like a damage and wind event, but you can still see the nasty hail cores coming all through there. You can never rule out a QLCS tornado when you have that threat. Plus, you still have the discrete cells coming past Illinois. Illinois is out of it. Now it's going over Indianapolis. Looking like some damage and winds, some chances for hail. Not looking like a big tornado threat as this comes still through eastern Michigan. Now, as you come through 10 o'clock, now it's pushing by Detroit, and this is where Michigan is about to get out of the threat. Far northwestern Ohio is starting to get into the damage and wind event with a little bit of hail as well. It's starting to move by Indiana with some thunderstorms. A little further south in Indiana, you still have some chances for the hail. Still a little strong storms right there. But look at these cells moving through Kentucky now. Even chances for QLCS tornadoes still with a lot of hail cores. The damage and winds coming through it that I showed you. Still sitting over western Tennessee. Still can get a QLCS tornado. And still pivoting over here towards southern Arkansas. Then as you go through 11 o'clock, this is where it's going to change for overnight for Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky. But northern, it's going to be more like thunderstorms moving through, bringing chances for damage and winds and occasional hail threat. And you can see far to the north that as you go through the evening, it's just going to bring thunderstorms all the way until 1 o'clock, all the way till 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning as that pushes further towards the east. But over here for Kentucky and Tennessee, it's going to pivot than anything. You see how it just trains like that for hours after that. This is where it gets in that frontal slope, and it just stays on the same path. Then we got to watch out for tomorrow. This is where the storms grow from Texas and starts coming to the east as we go through for tomorrow. So I do hope this information has helped someone out there prepare for what's coming around the corner. It is going to be a very strong event. Hope you please heed my warnings, and most of all, please share this information. Let others see what's going on with the timing of these storms. Thank you so much for your time. Now, my kids have testing for tomorrow morning, everyone. That's why I did everything in this video so you know exactly what's going on. I'll either do a video early for tomorrow morning or I'll do one when I get back somewhere around 10 to 12 in the morning. So I will see you again for tomorrow for an update on what's going on with these crazy storms and this weather pattern. Before I go, real quick, Isaiah 25:4. For thou hast been a strength to the poor, a strength to the needy in his distress, a refuge from the storm, a shadow from the heat, when the blast of the terrible ones is as a storm against the wall. Amen. Remember, God will keep you safe, everyone. Make sure you pray to God. He will keep you safe. Pray for peace and ease of mind and ease of heart as well. I appreciate every single one of y'all. I hope me talking a little bit slower in this video helped you understand exactly what was going on. Remember, all glory does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope he keeps you safe every single day of your life and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great night, everybody. Be safe. And make sure you stay together.